Of two cities, a tale of two cities, Boulton.
Have any of you ever heard something like this? Man, I just got back from New York City, and I tell you what, every single one of those Yankees up there was really rude, man. What a bunch of jerks. I couldn't wait to get out of there. How about this? Have you ever run into someone who's not from Alabama and heard them say something like this? God, the way you are really surprises me because I thought that everybody in Alabama lived in a trailer with no electricity, parked next to a swamp. What I'm talking about here, of course, is stereotyping. To me, a stereotype is just an oversimplified concept of what a person, place, or a thing is really like. I know a thing or two about stereotyping because I have personally been stereotyped. I'm going to talk a little bit this evening about being stereotyped and how I have experienced that by telling you something that I call a tale of two cities. I was in Knoxville, Tennessee a couple of weeks ago. I was walking down the street, minding my own business, when some guy I've never seen before in my life comes up to me, gets right in my face, and who knows what this guy really looked like. What I remember that he looked like was Jed Clampett of the Beverly Hillbillies. You know, moonshine drinking, moonshine making, barefoot hillbilly. This guy looks at me and he says something like, "You're one of those dope-smoking, liberal, Hollywood, tree-hugging, California hippie Democrats!" And he wasn't through. He proceeded. He said, "You remind me of some of those pansy hippies who was in them trees outside that stadium when my blessed balls went out to that heathen California to play the cowboy bars in football." Well, I should have recognized that this guy was insane and just kept walking down the street, but I'll talk with a wall. And if you don't believe I will talk with a wall, ask my wife, and she will tell you I will talk with a wall. I decided I'd converse with this guy. And so I said something like, "What? Did you see me coming out of the health food store wearing my Save the Redwoods t-shirt, or was it the tie-dye Grateful Dead bumper sticker on my hybrid Volvo that gave it away to you?" This guy looked at me like he might be about to kill me, and I just got even crazier. Then I proceeded to say, "Oh, and yeah, before I forget, didn't those pansy, hippie, cow, black bears beat your Tennessee balls?" Word to the wise, don't ever say anything negative about the Tennessee Vols in Knoxville, Tennessee. I finally kept walking down the street, and as I looked over my shoulder, I saw Jed Clampett over there lugging his shotgun, and I was glad that I was moving at a pretty fast pace. Well, what old Jed, or Jethro, said to me really kind of got in my head and messed with me because I had been in California earlier this year, and the perception people in California had of me was different than what this guy in Knoxville, Tennessee had of me. I was riding the cable cars in San Francisco, and unlike in Knoxville, I was not minding my own business. I was talking in a very loud, in a very obnoxious voice about personal problems and personal situations with complete strangers. You know, like everybody in the South does, so it's no big deal really around here. Well, in California, it apparently was a big deal, and it really attracted one person's attention. Who knows what this guy looks like, but what I remember was Surfer Dude. Surfer Dude is in my face, and he goes, "Well, man, you're not from around here, are you?" I can tell from the way you talk, dude, that you're from a red state, man. This state's so blue, man, I've never met anybody from a red state. I've never met a Republican before, dude. He goes, I'll bet you shoot the gun, don't you, man? Again, it's like, what do you do with this? Well, I didn't want to disappoint this guy's perception, so this is what I said. I said, well, just to let you know, I once did go duck hunting with Vice President Dick Cheney. On a wildlife refuge in Tennessee. Let's be fair, we were 6 inches from the refuge. We were shooting ducks as they came out of the refuge onto a farmer's land. And just to let you know, this was a peaceful, loving time, surfer dude. Like, President Clinton and Senator Clinton were there as well. And don't let anybody, no matter what they say, fool you. Senator Clinton can shoot a gun really, really good, man. We were at the next stop. I got off there, and I spent the rest of the day in San Francisco trying very hard to talk like I was from Minnesota. That didn't work so good. I kid about stereotypes, but seriously, my best teacher about stereotypes is my dog, Kodiak. Kodiak loves everybody. He doesn't care what religion you are, what race you are, if you go to church, where you go to church. He doesn't care if you have a job. He doesn't care about anything. He loves everybody like they are. I think really all of us are a bunch of Calabamians. We don't fit a particular stereotype. I know I'm a Calabamian. I think the best thing we can do is be the best Calabamian that we can be, and let those around us be the best Calabamian that they can be. Madam Contest Master.